your girl KTV, and I am back with Ethan. And today we got to talk all about All American. That being said, let's get this video started.
I think it took 2 episodes after Spencer got shot in the hospital. I want to talk about the doctor, the black doctor.
Yes.
Because she knew what she was doing.
Yes, that was really good.
Before that, I need to talk about this dilemma that Spencer had, but if he can leave the bullet in and live a perfect life or whatever, and or get the surgery, which could paralyze his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Now I forgot the pros and cons, because if he left the bullet in,
it would float around his body.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, and then if he had the surgery, then it would be paralyzed, but they would get the bullet out.
Mm-hmm.
Which could jeopardize his football career. Mm-hmm. So I just want to know, if you were in his dilemma, what would you be which one would you pick?
I was thinking about that.
Because I feel like if either way, you wouldn't be able to play football for real. Or the way she made it seem like, I got my laptop, I can pull up the scene.
Okay, well here's the thing, I'm very career driven.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So that was like a real dilemma for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would have had it removed.
Really? Take that risk?
Yes, only because, like I said, I'm so career driven that it's like I wouldn't have wanted it to be, I don't know, like not like I would just up and pick another career choice, but then you're like, and as we've seen, like he with the removal was able to recover, and you know what I mean. So like even if they were like, oh, we have to amputate your arm, you know what I mean. Like there's options beyond that.
Yeah.
Versus like a bullet floating through your body is very like, that could just hit one wrong nerve and just end you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where I was just like, you can die or you can attempt your future career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I would have had it removed. What would you have done?
I probably would have left the bullet in my body.
Wait, wouldn't he have died if it was removed?
No. He
wouldn't have died. Like a hard surgery or something?
Yeah, his arms would have gotten paralyzed, but he wouldn't have died in this situation.
Okay.
Because the doctor said that you would be fine if the bullet is fine. Because, it's kind of scary to think about though, like a bullet just in your body.
I know.
But I think I would be fine because, like, then I won't have to risk the paralyzed arm. I think that's just my only thing. I would definitely. I don't know if I would be willing to take that risk.
No, take it out.
And like I'm very direct. Like I don't know. I would have been just like, no, bro, you're not doing something.
Good night.
Like
this
but
is
I don't know though, because I think.
Think about when you travel.
Yeah.
Or any
but like
detector.
the bullet wouldn't affect anything though.
Isn't it metal? What is it on metal detectors?
Explain, like, girl, I got shot. I got a bullet in my arm. Deal with it. Let me put this in.
I'm more of a person who would like rather die trying.
Yeah. But if it's gonna affect, I would definitely go with the surgery now. If it's definitely gonna affect how I move, because I dance a lot and I love to perform, so I would definitely try to get the bullet removed.
Oh,
but
yeah.
No, because the way that they worded it was brilliant. Like,
we know their words are brilliant.
Yeah, the writers. It's just like they give you a.
Shall we not revenge? Come on, Mo. Come on.
They get like it's like they give us they give us an ultimatum. They give us the pro, but the con is like it overpowers the pro. You know what I mean? It like we can get it removed, but here's a list of things that can like really go wrong. Here's a list of things that you like it's gonna risk. Like it's crazy, and I'm just like I would definitely get the bullet removed. But that's just a little discussion, whatever I wanted to talk about because I don't know what I would do. Since we're on the topic of hospitals, we need to talk about those 3 doctors.
That was written very well.
That was played off so good.
And she just that with like everything, especially when she was like, you can't have anyone in here who's not your family. So your sister would need to come in.
I feel like like,
I was like, yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. I was like, at first I was like, I'd have been stupid. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
but then I was like, all right. But then I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she got him from when she got Olivia from the cop who was questioning her,
oh,
ah,
girl,
he
that
was
cop,
so annoying.
he was being a troll for a purpose. For no reason, I mean. He was just there. Like, don't racially profile her. Like,
And then, like, when she was like, I can't, I'm a recovering addict. And he was like, does this have something to do with drugs? I was like, shut up.
clearly you're not taking notes because you already asked that question 5 times.
Like,
He
literally,
really got on my nerves.
shut
He really got on my nerve with that. With the doctor, I can tell she was looking out for him when she said, "You're a sister." Because first it was Olivia that was his sister, and then it was Coop, and she was like, "Your other sister is here."
Yeah,
I was like, "Girl, you better play this."
She knew the script.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very well, from memory. Period. And then I just love how like it kind of plays a role on black people in the field, medical field to be exact, because you see these white people that supposed to know what they're doing, but the process would have taken longer if they would have went with whatever they wanted to go with. Does that make sense?
She snapped them into place. She said,
yeah, she did.
He needs this now.
Yeah, and as medical professionals, how are we gonna wait for someone that needs our care? I was like, girl, you better tear him up.
Oh,
Eat
yeah.
him up.
And the scene of them looking out the window and they're just like,
Yes, go ahead.
I was like, oh,
Yeah. They don't, and it's because I like the representation of black people in community in these episodes where Spencer is shot and he's in the hospital, because it's that same scene with the window where I don't know what ethnicity the doctor is, but she's the other female doctor, where like she's looking out the window and they're looking at Spencer's commemoration, something like that. I don't know, celebration, and like the black doctor comes in and gets the towels, and it's like she had a little smirk. Like when she was walking out, the camera showed her smirk.
oh
It
yeah,
was like,
I was like, close up.
Yeah, close up. And it was in that moment where she knew that the other doctor had no idea what patient Spencer James type like was. Basically, just a community of black people. Like she had no idea. Like it was just cool. I really appreciate it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't know about them. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah. I hope that makes sense.
But I got it.
And then when Grace came in to the hospital, she was like, "Where is he? Where's my baby?" I was like, "Oh, Jesus." Oh, and the doctor had calmed down Grace too. Do I need to go to that scene because it's in the same episode?
No, I know it.
All right, because Grace was like, it's not funny, but it's like, these actors are really good. She was like, either someone goes to take me to see my baby or I'm going to walk there by myself. And then the doctor came like, she was like, that won't be necessary. He's stable. He's fine. I'm going to take it to him right now. I love her entire life. And I'm sad that we don't get to see her again.
For better or worse.
What do you mean?
I mean, she's a nurse. You know?
I mean, yeah. She might come back in season 3.
True.
Yeah. I hope so. I need to see more of her.
I mean, she's so good. I wouldn't care if they recasted her as somebody else later.
Why?
So we can see her act more. Like, I don't necessarily need to see her as the nurse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Like, if she was running the store, I would not be like, Like, I'd be like,
They need to bring her back. Let me see. The more I rewatched All American, the more I appreciate Preacher's presence. Like I know we talked about this, but you said that he's always saving Coop. He really is.
I love their dynamic.
I love it.
them so much because he's like a big brother to her. Like he always is like, figure your own stuff out. I've got my stuff to do, and he's like, I'm gonna get you out of this mess this time. And that's it. We're done.
Yeah.
Just one more time.
I love it. I love his presence. I love his character. I love
his
demeanor. Like he comes off as mean, but he actually like has like a little soft spot for Coop.
Yeah, and it's not. I don't know if it's his wisdom, but he's just like, I don't know. Like when he was talking about like reading. Like he's been reading a lot of books. Like I just appreciate that. Like
yeah, I'm definitely.
It shows that he's different, you know, because everybody else is like, oh, I was training when I was in there, you know, I was getting ready, I was plotting everything out. And he was like, spent a lot of time reading.
Yeah, and I think that's why we have.
Like
I
he's
think
strategic. I like
yeah,
that. He's knowledgeable.
I think that's why the writers made Coop ask that question, like, what you do in prison? Read books. It's like someone from Preach, you don't expect them to to hear that type of response.
Because he came off as so like
big, bad, mean, like I'm gonna beat you up on sight, which he will, but still.
And he was hustling too. Like he already came out and was like, I got a little job.
Yeah.
I can help with your music. Like he was like, I don't want anything to do with y'all. I'm just here.
I wanted to talk about Preach working with Coop on her music. I feel like we didn't give him enough. But
him enough?
Yeah. Because I think there was potential for Preach to work with Coop.
Yeah.
To her music, like help her get to venues, shows and stuff. Because he's a good businessman. I'll tell you that. He knows how to.
Because he's strategic.
Yeah.
He's smart.
He is. I want to meet these actors in real life. I really do. CW, Netflix.
Please.
I feel like you're gonna have mixed feelings about this.
Uh-oh.
Spencer being overprotective about Layla and seeing her point of... So he was overprotective for good reason, I think. Overprotective in a sense, like...
I actually don't think he was overprotective. I think he was just protective.
Yeah. I think... So I get overprotective from how he, like, plays a role in everyone's life. He's always there, which is not a problem. There's no problem with that. But it's just like... at some point, it comes off as, like... him... Like, his attitude coming off like... Either you're gonna let me help you, or we're done. The more I rewatched it, the more I was like, okay, Spencer, like, you're trying to help. But, like... Sometimes you need to cool it down. Because there was a scene where Coop's evidence about Tyrone's murder had came out because she had walked around the corner with that gun. That had came out, and then there's so much. Everyone found out, and so they all went back to Coop's house, and it was Coop, her mom talking, right? And they were kind of arguing, and then Spencer come out of nowhere. Okay, like. We all just need to calm down. And then Grace was like, Spencer, you need to stay out of this. I was like, put him in his place. Because he's really like, he just talks all the time. I'm just like, boy, he does. And I appreciate his presence and like trying to protect people, but at some point he's got to let. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think, circle back to your initial question, I don't think he's overprotective of Layla from what we as an audience see with Layla. Like, I feel like if I was in school with them, like, I'd be like, chill. She says she's fine. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm saying that before she started to spiral visibly to them. But when she was literally, like, on the surface, fine, like, I'd have been like, she's fine.
But she wasn't fine, though.
Before that sharp transition. Like, when we first met her and everything. And, like, the first couple of times we saw her, like, I didn't feel like you need to defend her then. Excuse me, but definitely later I would have been like, don't leave her. But I feel like he was overprotective of Coop for sure. Because I felt bad because I feel like, well, I don't know, because Coop did get herself in a lot of trouble. So it's like, from what I've seen, I guess I don't know if I could trust Coop on her own. But at the same time, I don't know. I was getting kind of annoyed with him trying to save her all the time.
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm trying to say.
my thing was like, I was upset with the fact of like, Coop has a plan. Let her do her plan. You know what I mean? Like, I would have felt more comfortable if it was like, I think Coop has a system of people, and like, yes, they're not great people aside from Preach, which is arguable, but like, she's got people in place to help her who are always there, you know. So if something went down, she could go to person A, B, or C and say like, look, I just made a horrible mistake. I need your help. But the thing is, like, he was trying to cut her off halfway through the plan. And I feel like that's kind of why Coop kept getting caught up. Because it'd be like, okay, look. And she'll say it straight out in her lines. Like, look, all I got to do is A to B, and then that's it. We're good. And it'll be like, halfway through A, and it's like, Spencer will come in and be like, you can't do this. You can't do this. And it's like...
She had it. She was in motion.
Like,
all
she's a very direct person. And so that's why it was very annoying sometimes for Spencer to be like, I'll protect you. Because it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's like...
And there was a scene where Spencer... No, not Spencer. A scene with Coop and Spencer. Coop basically got on him because... Spencer had went to Laura about asking him about he was asking her about the case, and Laura said if I was Coop I would get a good lawyer.
Yeah.
And when he got the lawyer, it was like to Coop it set her back. Like she didn't need one because all the evidence or something like there was something wrong with what she had did or whatever. And so when it came time for Spencer and Coop's scene, they had a little argument, and Coop put him in his place, like, you run away from your own problem, so you're trying to get mine. I really loved that. I was like, girl, you
that was so, like...
Because he was still grieving from his dad. And, which I don't like how he ran away from his problems with that. Ooh, he got on my nerve. Anyways.
I mean, that's real.
That is, but it's like... Second part of season 2 really made me mad. I'm not even gonna lie.
What part?
Like, after his injury, he just kept pushing himself. Like, he was talking about, oh, I know my own body. Where he got really annoying was where he basically forced Coach Baker to put him on the field. When he knew he wasn't ready. He knew he wasn't ready, but he didn't want to accept that. I was like, Spencer, please. You're doing a lot. You need to give it a break. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up paralyzed. Like at the last episode. I almost said the last season. Last episode. I'm jumping around, I know. But it's like...
I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. I was, I guess, in a way, I don't know, because I'm trying to also at the same time watching Spencer put myself in his shoes. And I'm like, you know, like, obviously, like, I'm an actor. So I'm thinking, like, if I had an injury, like rehearsals, like, run my life. Okay? So, like, I just could not, I don't know. Like, I feel like pushing himself didn't hurt me as much because I kind of myself felt like, oh, I probably want to do as much as I can too. Like I just feel like I couldn't just sit there and be like, I am injured. I can't participate. Like I'd be like, no, let me do something. Just let me do something. You know, like something. You know, I'll throw or I'll do this. You know, and so, but the thing that him asking to be put in these games, that is just something that throughout is kind of very annoying to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, chill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that, like, the one when he was like, put me in, I got it, and he messed up and lost them the game. That was, I felt secondhand embarrassment. I felt so embarrassed when he did that. But I was just like, calm down. Because I was like, what if he didn't make that catch at the end? And still fell. Like, you would have looked so stupid.
Yeah.
And your team would have been so mad. You know what I mean? It's just like, part of me was like, I get it, you're the star, but like,
yeah, have some boundaries.
Yeah, and I'm also like, if they lose this one, let them lose. You know what I mean? Because it's them as the team. Like that's so annoying. I feel like as a team member, like team players, like I feel like that'd be so annoying for someone to be like, I'll just swoop in and save the game, even though I'm injured.
Yeah,
like watch me just
selfish.
win it for you.
Yeah.
And it was just like him being like, Coach, I got it. I got it. I can just do it. I'll just win. And it's just like, so like that's a whole sports thing. It's like, what's important is it's like your team are winning. Which I'm not saying the team like turned against him or anything, but it was just like, I don't know. Like I'm happy that he won it for them. Like best believe I was super happy. And everything, but it was just like, just annoying. Because I'm like, the thing is, like, I like look at the other actors who are like also play football players, and I'm just like, y'all are probably never out on the
field. You're
Mhm.
never in these scenes. Like, you were hired to be on the line.
Mhm.
Like, listening to Spencer ask to
Yeah.
be put on the field.
Literally.
Instead of you.
Literally.
Like, what's your potential?
Like-
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, Spencer, shut up.
Mhm.
Like, he's so annoying to me sometimes with that.
You pointed out two things that I wanted to talk about. One was his teammates when he I appreciate Coach Baker when Spencer approached him, wanted to talk to him in private, but Coach Baker was like, whatever you got to say to him, you can say to the rest of your teammates. I was like, you better put him in his place. Put him in his place. So, after Spencer came clean about his arm, whatever, and about the game, his team should have got more mad at him because I would have been mad. Like, that's very selfish. Don't put yourself in a predicament where we're going to lose and you're going to get more hurt. Please don't do that. And so, I would have been more mad. That's just me personally. The team, I mean, hey, y'all can forgive him all you want to, but I would have been like, look, you pushing yourself too hard. And going back to what you said, let you do something even though you're injured. I understand letting you do something like a little activity. But at the same time, you gotta know your boundaries. Like, you gotta know your limits. You can't just keep pushing yourself, working out every day. Like, sweat until the wheels fall off. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. For sure.
That's what he was doing. That's where I had the problem. Where I'm like, people are trying to help you. Coach Baker is trying to help you because he's been in that same predicament. So let him help you. Like, and it's also like he wants to help other people, but he won't let other people help him. And it's just like, Spencer, you gotta meet toe to toe. You gotta meet somewhere in the
Isn't
middle.
that so
like,
interesting about his character?
Uh-huh.
It's like he will save the world, but won't let the world save him.
Mm-hmm. And I get that he's independent and like kind of the big brother of everybody. It's really weird. But I mean, leaders need help too. So it's just like Spencer, please.
But I feel like there's also a lesson he can kind of learn from Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
Because she
Please
saved.
do. I want to talk about her.
Because I feel like, like she helps everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But she also has people who help her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, and they spend so much time together. Because that's how it ended, was those two. It was just them by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely feel like season 3, we're going to see a lot more of them together. Which I like them as brother-sister vibes.
Mhm.
So I will say that. But
Yeah.
I definitely feel like we'll see more of them building off of each other.
Mm-hmm. Because they can relate a lot, like in terms of saving everybody. They can really relate. Oh my gosh. But I want to talk about Miss Olivia. The more I rewatch her, the more I'm like, she's really the superhero of the show.
Mm-hmm.
She's literally, and we talked about this before, but she, like the way she just comes through for everybody, I love it. She got her dad together. She got Asher together, which, real quick, you remember that scene where Olivia had told her dad about Asher using steroids,
Mhm.
and then Asher got mad at her for telling. How are you gonna get mad at Olivia for telling her dad that you're using steroids? And he's trying to make it seem like it was all her fault. I'm like, Asher. Now I get that, like the pressure you're under, but I mean, your girl's gonna look out for you either way. So it's like, please don't blame her for everything.
That's
I
just
was so
also
annoyed.
like interesting too, with like him being under pressure to be perfect. And it's
Mhm.
like, it's a contradiction. Like, for him to be pressured to be perfect, it's like, it's one thing to train really hard and to be seen like he's working really hard, he's trying,
Mm-hmm.
he's been out for a while, but now he's pushing himself versus like steroids. If you get caught, like,
It's game over for you.
which it ended up being
Mm-hmm.
game over, but that's
Yeah.
why that was such an interesting contradiction of like what,
Mm-hmm.
like I was
I
just like,
didn't-
I don't know.
I liked him at first, and I kind of didn't mind him taking steroids, but when he started blaming it on Olivia, I'm like, yo, you gotta chill out. Because at first he had me, like the first beginning of the show, or the season, I was like, okay.
Season 1 or 2.
2. Oh, I hated him in season 1. I couldn't stand him. He was so annoying. But in season 2, I was like, okay, he's kind of the neutral character right now. But I like his development because, he's good one moment, and then all of a sudden his mom comes, and then he's dealing with his dad, and then football, and then a girlfriend. It's just like, you were just fine the first few
His
episodes.
roller coaster.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I also want to talk about Asher's mom. How she came out the blue. I like her character a little bit, but it's, I don't know, I kind of feel like her character was rushed and forced. Like, just to have some extra drama in there, they added his mom and be like, I was an escort. And that's how I met your dad. And I want him to sign his divorce papers. I don't know. That's the vibe that I got. But, I mean, I like her, but
I feel like I didn't mind it because their exchanges were so short that it didn't feel like, I feel like they got her character timing just right. Because it was very, hi, how are you? I just need your father to sign these. Wait. Okay. Wait. Like, it was a lot of, like, walking out on each other. And that's why I felt like I didn't mind her being there. Because it wasn't like she was like, no, honey, like, you don't understand. Like, they didn't, like, draw it out. Like, this is his mom. Like, it was just, like, it was real.
Yeah.
In real time. And I appreciate that he's spending the summer with his mom. There's also, not to say that his dad's story would have got tiring, but with the position his father was in when his mom first appeared, like him like drinking all the time after the divorce papers and stuff like that, like his father became like, not a stale character, but it's just kind of like, all he does is sit on the couch and drink. And that's every time we saw him, it was just him in the same spot ignoring Asher. And like, had they not brought his mom to that and he was just like that, like that'd have been like pretty like
Try.
Yeah.
I would like to see more of Asher and his dad in the future, because I feel like they're actually building a relationship. After his mom came in, I think that's where they actually started talking more, because he had to get him to sign the divorce papers.
And then also when he got kicked off, or when he was suspended indefinitely, because they talked to the game, because they were like, I don't remember who told him, but they were like, your son worked so hard because he thinks you're never proud of him. And then he was like, I'm always proud of you. And like they had that discussion.
Yeah. I like their relationship though. I did in the first season. Maybe that's why I didn't like Asher, because he just came off as cocky and like rich, like
happy boy.
Yeah, pretty boy with a girlfriend. It's just like, okay, chill out. Now, this is going to be a little bit hard for me to word, but I like how, as the season progressed, we got more. Please bear with me. Like, I know what I'm talking about, but it's going to be a little bit hard. I'm sorry. But, like, I like how over here we have Spencer and his dad, we have Olivia and her dad, and then we have Asher and his mom. It's like we have themes going across the board about parents and being there for their.
My gosh, I literally was gonna tell you when we were talking about something earlier. I was like, we just need to talk about parents. Like every single parent.
Is
written so dynamically.
I would not mind that discussion at all.
Like Coop's mom, Darnell's mom, Layla's dad. Like, there's so many. Here, I'll move over this way so you can be another thing more. But parents, like, we could just go down the line. Like Corey, like, there's so many people we have to talk about. Okay, who's first? Spencer. I love Grace.
Oh, Grace.
Love Grace.
That's a woman.
Strong.
A strong black woman. Yes! Get into it. Grace don't play no games. She is out for her babies. She's ride or die.
But unlike Darnell's mom, she's not tough all the time. You know what I mean? Like, she can laugh with her boys. She can, cheer them on, or like cook breakfast, or like cook like for their like events and stuff. Like she's not always like tough and hard on them. Like so that's what I love, is like she can be strong when she needs to be, but she's just like
Grace or Darnell's mom.
Grace.
Yeah.
Darnell's mom.
A pain. But we don't know too much about her though.
The thing that had me sold was when Corey told Spencer that Darnell's mom said I like being a soldier more than I like being a mom, and that's why he left her now.
Mm-hmm.
From that, I was like, oh, she's done.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to hear anything else. And then like when she came to take him to Germany, like she was just like really making me upset.
I would, but see, I can say I don't like her, but that's only because she came off too strong. Only because she's hurting. Like her baby's growing up, and she's scared because she's not gonna be able to protect him. So it's like you gotta kind of work with that sympathy, but at the same time, it's just like you disrespected Grace in her own house. Like she literally called out Spencer for being shy, and I'm just like, girl, you about to get put out and put on the ground. For you. But Darnell's mom, she didn't rub me the right way when we first met her. Moving on.
Just don't.
Can we before we get too much into parents, can we talk about Micah? I like him a lot.
Oh, me too.
I feel like
really
him and Grace.
I really want them to be
Yeah.
together.
I hope we see more of him.
I'm glad that he gave her a second chance.
He did. What was the first? What was the first like little argument that they ran into? I forgot what it was about.
I don't remember the conflict, but something was going on with Spencer and everything else, and so she kind of stopped talking to him to be with dealing with whatever was going on. So she kind of ghosted him, and then he was like, it was something big that happened, because I was like, that's not really fair. Like, she didn't have to tell you that she's going through all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know? But he was like, you didn't have to ghost me, because she was back in classes, and then she needed a date to a dance.
Yeah.
And that's when he gave her a second chance.
I don't really know too much about their conflict, because when I seen him up, I was like, okay, just brush it off. But I think I need to go rewatch it. But yeah, I do appreciate his presence. He's handsome.
I like him.
A lot. Aside from Micah, who else?
Since you said handsome, we might as well talk about
Cliff.
Cliff.
I
hate that you knew.
Because
I don't like Cliff. I really, really don't. I'm sorry. Cliff.
But he plays his cards really well. He's not like the villain, but at the same time, he's like...
He's strategic, but he's not on my side, and that's why I don't like him.
Exactly.
That's how I will word that.
I don't like him. He tries to get Spencer like to be his slave, work for him, with no money involved.
When he was pressing about going to dinner,
and Rochelle being his like little messenger, because what she said was she offered Spencer the dinner, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good." And then she was like, "My dad's gonna start taking this personally. Let him take it personal. No one cares." Like,
he should come to me.
Say it again.
Come to me.
Like, cause if you want me to go out to dinner with you and you want to talk, don't send your daughter, which I really appreciate, Rochelle.
Or an invitation.
Yeah, an invitation or something.
You are invited to dinner.
Yeah.
With leading booster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was so like, why are you pressed about this dinner? If she can come to him, if Rochelle can come, she didn't even go there. She's graduated. Yes. Wow. She was graduated, because remember when they started like arguing again, like her father and her, she went back to college. She came back to like help get like information, because that's her major or something. But like oh my gosh, she's just so. I don't even remember what I was gonna say, but I'm just so like.
I don't like how when Spencer got to the dinner. I don't know who was first.
I'm so glad Billy went with him.
Oh my god.
Like,
I'm
like,
so happy. I'm
God.
so happy. I love Billy's character, but that's he next. When they got to the dinner, how it was like, you're here, perfect, let's get straight to business. With, I'm gonna give you all of this, you're gonna have to win all these championships, I'm gonna get you on Sports Illustrated with no money. If we're talking business, and you're gonna give me to go all these places and do all these things and win all these things for you and get all these trophies for you. There needs to be some cash involved. That's where he would have lost me. I don't blame Spencer for walking out.
I don't even
He
know
was
what's
like,
in it.
my answer is, ew, no. I was like, boy, you better tell him. You better tell him. Get him together real quick, because he really... I'm so mad. Like, I don't like him.
I just can't stand. Or when he pinned Darnell and Spencer against each other.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was two-time and dirty stank. I don't like that. That was so nasty.
He was like, come on. And then Spencer was like,
You know he cheated that game, right?
I was.
He paid the refs to like not call any fouls or anything against the other team. I cheat, but they ended up calling it spade, whatever.
Like, I was just like, wow.
I appreciate, real quick, before we get to Billy, I appreciate how Rochelle's character comes off as like this pretty girl.
I didn't
I
like her
get
when we
business
met her.
done. I liked her.
I didn't like her when we met her.
But I'm about to explain why I liked her at first. Because she came in like she could almost be Spencer's next girlfriend. That's kind of that's the vibe that I got from it. Because they were on the beach and it was all sunny. She was pretty. He was with Layla, and then the more we get to learn about it, the more it's like, okay, she actually has some daddy problems too. Like she has a not a human side, but a side that we could relate to as an audience. I like that a lot because she's not in the way then, and she's not doing too much. Like she's there when she needs to be there for business and business only for her dad and like just to get things done. I like that about her, but I did not expect for her to lie about the little him moving. I don't really know what that situation.
That plot twist was good though.
It was.
It was just like a micro little one. That's like, I'm glad that it wasn't like inflated. Like, oh my gosh, how could you? Walking out. Like,
Me too.
it was just like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
I forgive you.
yeah.
Let's go. But okay, I will say this: when we first met her, the first moment we met her, and she was like running off his stats, and she was like, "I'm just kind of into these things." I did like her then. I was like, "That's so cute." I do really like her. But then the whole like dinner with my father. It was very Judy. Oh, I'm just gonna pull that from Avatar because it was just very like, oh my gosh, like
commanding.
Very messenger. It was very annoying. And then I was just like, I can't stand Cliff or Rochelle. Like, cut.
Yeah.
No.
But I only like Rochelle because she didn't. You can kind of tell that she was like, I just like her. I don't really have any problems with her. She didn't cause no drama. That's why I like her. She didn't cause no drama.
She was the only woman.
But the only thing we knew about her was her dad. Now that was her drama. But like even that, we don't get a backstory on her.
Okay, I guess I don't know if it's fair for me to not like her because I didn't like her father's influence on her. Because when she was herself, she was really sweet, and I did like her. You know, and her story was good. Like, I'm just coming to get stats. I'm a college student. I'm coming back. You know, whatever. But then it was like when she was like following her father's orders, I was like, oh my gosh. So I just didn't like Cliff through her.
Yeah.
That's what I was just like gonna lose it.
Agreed.